Kanpai!
Xeno wandered away!
Kanpai!
I forgot my drink.
Why was I expecting, like,
oh, shit.
on my
Actually,
camera,
we need to restart.
some shadow hand to come around and slap me in the head?
Do we really have to restart?
No, I lied. I thought you were on your headset for some reason for a second there. That's me.
No, my headset fell down.
Yelled loud enough that his regular microphone picked it up.
Although now I've sidetracked so much, I kind of want to. No, it's fine.
Yeah, let's start off. Welcome everybody to episode 231 of Kanpai Cast. We will be talking about mentors in anime. Nice easy topic because we got the review next week, haven't we, Xeno?
Sorry, what? Yes, we do.
Yes.
God.
Full season review. So it's a nice little topic to see us over and see how things go. So before we start, there's the usual begging you, the audience, to interact with us. Please, like, comment, subscribe. We desperately want the attention and the algorithmic response. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I couldn't stick to the bit. But yes, we really love it if you could jump on in, comment, like, subscribe, and in the description you'll find links to pretty much everything that gets done here, with these two actually doing things and me pretending.
Oh yeah, we should be. This comes out on Thursday. Xeno and I and Laws should be playing Factorio on Friday. It's Xeno's first time.
I'll find a way to cancel it.
Popping your Factorio cherry. The factory must grow. So that said, if you want to see that, links in the description. Okay, go and give them a follow. There's also the Patreon, if you can, which I'm hoping Xeno's updated by now. That's not like I've been asking for 2.5 years.
No, I've spoken to people about what they want and things, but like I also need new banner art and everything. Considering the IRL stuff that's been going on, I can't justify that expense. So that's. I mean, I'll update the rewards and things, but like one thing I really want to do, and I fucking hate this for Twitter. Sorry, not Twitter, Patreon, right? I cannot programmatically announce when a video is done. So like Nasuth will do it at like stupid o'clock in the morning, and I can't, hey, look, it's done, it's ready. You could go watch it now, and can't be done.
Oh, it's all right. You'll just have to give me
screening.
You'll just have to give me access to your Patreon as a manager, and I'll post it there, I guess, when I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that doable? Is that something we can do?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can a manager in Patreon.
Great.
Live and as we record, solutions to our problems.
They call me the solution man.
This is how the sausages is made.
Gross.
Don't talk about my sausage.
Gross.
What? It's gonna be a day. Right. It's gonna be a day.
Hopefully not much of one in that respect, because I think that's all we need to talk about for now. Xeno not going to be here after a couple of weeks for his side trips, his little side adventures. Off to Japan.
We're currently still trying to coordinate what's going to happen with regards to that, and I think the general consensus is you guys still want to keep running without me. So
yes,
maybe reduce things, short topics, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
maybe even guests. You never know. So
they get the guests. I don't.
Let's get on into the topic where we're talking about mentoring. This is just one of the topics that came up on my list. I have no special story behind it other than a friend of mine taking on more lessons as a kickboxing teacher. So she's getting paid to put her foot upside somebody's ear in an aggressive manner, which is great fun.
Some people pay good money for that.
Anime. But not, that's a different context. So we've had some long-standing tropes about mentors in anime. We've always seen the Western version where the hero takes up the sword and meets the old man that can teach him the ways that he will need to understand the new world he's about to go into. And there's not, a lot of variance in that. There's your Qui-Gons, there's your Obi-Wans, there's your Gandalfs, but they do tend to follow a trend, and it's in anime that you do see an awful lot of variance, and that's because they need to appeal differently, which is why you have the complete bizarrity of some of them, and the complete chuck them in the deep end and let them swim version that you see from others. So does anybody want to pick up one they've brought? Because mine were a little bit off. The only one I would like to start off first is dear old Professor Oak from Pokemon. But if you want to get someone else...
No, you mean Ash's stepdad?
Yes, that's the trend. And so Pokemon as a game has slowly increased the presence of its Pokemon researchers in the games until the fact that they become as much of a character to look forward to in the games by the fans as the new protagonists. Because as protagonists, the game characters are always more self-insert than anything else. They just, are you a boy? Are you a girl? Let's go off on an adventure. They're very rarely, characters in their own rights. But the professors, the researchers, are genuine characters that you interact with and lead you through. And that's sort of reflected in the show with Professor Oak. He's obviously been part of Pallet Town for a while, doing his research into Pokemon. And he's the one that you go to set out on your journey. He'll let you choose a Pokemon to start with and send you on your way to give you direction to the first place you should go. And you can always contact him, phone him up from a Pokemon Center to ask for advice. And in the games, he will mysteriously shout at you from heaven, a voice from above, when you try to cycle inside. But that is not much similarity. What do you think, Xeno?
So my stance, my very firm stance, I've had this opinion for a long time, which is why I was so keen to jump on the chance of talking about like mentors and teachers and things like this within anime, is that realistically they are there to teach you the fundamentals and even some of the advanced stuff of whatever it is you are doing. It's, as you've been talking about this, as you've been talking about like Pokemon in general, it's kind of illuminated something in the fact that a lot of the time people want to just go away and do whatever the heck they want. And that's kind of reflected in at least Pokemon the show. I'd also argue in a lot of these shows it's got the same reflection, because realistically Oak doesn't teach crap.
Not that we see anyway.
What is he the professor in? Like
Pokemon Pokeology.
Well, no, wait, are you being legitimate or...
Sorry, Pokeology, as in poking Ash's mom.
Yeah, one of us was going to make that joke at some point. Regardless of that, it's like there doesn't seem to be...
So he does actually have a explanation. The official listing for him says that he is Professor Samuel Oak. Is a professor based in Pallet Town, specializing in the study of Pokemon and human relationships.
So he studies
how humans and Pokemon coexist, the positive and negative impacts of their interactions, and the general ecology, behavior, and habitat of the Pokemon species.
I have realized, as you were talking about this, Ash gets taught hell of a lot more about Pokemon from the Pokedex than he does from Professor Oak. Professor Oak invented ChatGPT for the Pokemon universe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
sorry, I don't know if you have more to say, by all means.
well, the main crux of the whole conversation that I'm having here is the fact that if you're going to teach someone something, you need to actively be involved to be a teacher, right? You can't just expect someone to learn stuff by, I don't know, smashing their face against the wall. I talk from a point of experience where me learning to read and write, I actively had to be taught the fundamentals of the English language explicitly, as opposed to, the kids will just pick it up, as someone that's dyslexic. But even so, in my specialization, through my university life and things, when I went to my work experience placement when I was a kid, this is around the age of like 16, sort of thing. I went to Cardiff University and I went to an electronics lab, and they taught me the fundamentals of soldering, right? Basically, get some solder on the tip of the soldering iron and just touch the two connections that you're trying to solder together. Nowhere else has taught me this. Not even my degree has taught me this. Really basic fundamentals and stuff. I'm not just going to just pick this up from the sake of doing it. And I've even taught that to other people. People aren't just going to know things because they're doing it. Right? Case in point, programmers would be a hell of a lot more advanced if, most of the garbage programmers, at least, sorry.
There is a certain amount of that. Obviously, you have to practice. You have to do practical stuff, too, not just listening to people talk about it or even seeing them do it. But I also think there's another factor there where it's how much are a couple of other factors. How much are you interested in the topic? Because if you're really interested in it, you might go off on your own and do your own research or, attempt it on your own or what have you. And the other one is, what kind of learner are you? Because some people learn better by doing than by listening, or by reading than by hearing, or, what have you. Again, you had the exact opposite of problem I had, where you had trouble learning to read, whereas I was reading above my grade level, and I just kind of picked that up before I even went to school, So, yes, go ahead. I wanted to ask another question about, I wanted to lead into a different section, but before we finish this, please continue.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I genuinely do. But a large part of the problem is that you said people learn by doing.
Some people do.
Well, I'm one. I learn by doing, not by reading, not by watching, not by being talked at. I learn by doing, right?
But you still need at least a grounding.
Yes, I have taught people in similar situations. I ask them, how do you prefer to learn? Oh, I prefer to learn by watching, right? Okay, fine. I'll go find you a good tutorial and I'll link it to you, right?
Yeah.
I prefer learn by doing. But in these situations, in shows like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, to a lesser extent Naruto, it's
all doing.
Learn by discovery.
Oh,
right? Treading ground that people have already mastered, and instead of actually going off and doing the research that to learn about what other people have discovered, asking ChatGPT, it's a case of let's just discover the wheel or fire again for the millionth time, and people knew about it. Like no one, yeah.
I mean, there's a certain amount of, in those shows anyway, especially like Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball in general, like in Super, they talk about Ultra Instinct, and it's a case of, if you can't figure that out on your own, you don't deserve to know it. And so I kind of get that to an extent when it comes to secret techniques or what have you, but when it comes to like basic fighting style, you're 100% right. The one time I can really think of where that happened was Goku teaching Gohan how to be a Super Saiyan in the hyperbolic time chamber. Like, it wasn't just a case of you have to discover this for yourself. He was actively trying to help him unlock it. But my broader question was, what does it take to be a good teacher? Before we get into like examples of these different characters, what in general does it take to be a good mentor, to be a good teacher? Is it a case of like Xeno said, finding out what your student needs and then tailoring your behavior to that?
This is a good line. Before we drop off the Professor Oak bandwagon,
Sure.
Do you know he has a wife?
What?
Yeah, that's his mom.
Yeah. Well, no, he's separated from his wife. His wife is actually Agatha of the Elite Four in the first games.
Oh my god!
She was a counter researcher doing research into Pokemon, and Professor Oak left her research group because he believed in Pokemon and human coexistence, where she believed that Pokemon should work for humans. Right, and the reason she's uses ghost type Pokemon is because they're all Pokemon she's kind of forced to work for her.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the reason he's in Pallet Town at all, is because he left the research group that was researching with Agatha and is now in a new place, and he misses his wife. He misses his wife, so you know. That's why he's so lonely.
After Ash's mum.
Yes.
But we should probably stop making the same joke over and over and over again. Sorry, now you asked me a question. I don't think.
Yeah. Let's go into this question now.
Oh wow! So what does it take to be a good mentor, sort of thing?
In all honesty, I think a large part of it comes down to the mentor, like, you know, the caliber of individual that it is doing it. So a lot of it stems, like, I'm talking IRL stuff at the moment, but like, first off, the willingness to teach, the willingness to educate, the willingness to see the potential in others that they may not necessarily see in themselves, right? Communicating. Right? It's a huge fundamental part of this. Not just talking at people, oh, this is how you do this. It's a case of like, why are you struggling? What's the problem? What's your question? Right? Weirdly enough, and not to diverge away from anime, I genuinely think that AI is a good direction for teaching kids as long as it can be trusted to teach kids. Right?
That's actually something Hillary Clinton wanted to do back in the 90s when she was first lady. She wanted to sort of change the schooling system so you would have these learning kiosks that would have computer instructors, and then kids could learn at their own pace, at their own, you know, in their own sort of directions and what have you. Yeah.
I personally, I want to understand the psychological impacts of it, because obviously you're not going to be with your peers, you're not going to be with your an actual human being teaching them things, because obviously there's a lot of social discourse between millennials/boomers and Gen Z, right? You know, a lot of
it's already
Gen
bad
Z
enough when one teacher has to teach 50 kids and none of them get any human interaction. How much worse is it going to be when it's just them and a computer?
Exactly. So it's but at the same time, like, this is the sort of thing that I feel the Pokedex in Pokemon genuinely answers, because when I you know, if the Pokedex didn't exist, my expectation of a real life play-by-play would be, you know, you take a photo of the Pokemon using your smartphone, you then send it to Professor Oak, you then call Professor Oak and say, hey, what Pokemon's that? Ah, that's a Taurus, it's something, right? Okay, cool. Having an automated solution to do that sort of thing is a good thing, but it, you know, this is the pushback on, like, you're not necessarily going to be conveying all the information. Like, again, you know, looking at all the code that I've seen some people write is just like, what is this garbage? You know, some people are not fit to be teachers. Other people, luckily are, but they're typically employed in other fields.
This is actually a very good point, because in terms of being, if you want to be a good mentor and you want to convey information, you always got to get the information of what they're using it for. Yeah, that's the clear. What is the end purpose of teaching them anything that you're teaching them? Okay. So what are they going to be using the information? In my job, I have had 2 apprentices now, one for digital print and one current one for design and pre-press. And the techniques of teaching the 2 of them is completely different. The first one with the digital printer was, what is the actual end goal? They have to be able to operate a digital printer, schedule tasks, and make sure that what they get given in terms of jobs to do goes through in the most smooth way possible. Even if it's not the fastest, slow is smooth is fast. So you mess up the minimal number of times and make sure that any problems are reported, good practices for maintaining machinery, and so on. And you're training them to be independent. With the design side of things, you're training to be collaborative. And so the end product is always what you're using it for. For us, it's going to be to edit something that somebody else has already done. And you need to know the theory and the practice behind design in the first place to see what steps somebody will have taken to get it to the stage it is when we see it in our company. And so if there's something wrong with it, how have they made it go wrong? And how can you fix it from where we are? Do we even have to send it all the way back to the customer and get them to resupply it better than it is? And so that diagnostician effect, where you're seeking the information, well, you'll never have all the information, so you do have to work with others and say, here, what do you think's happened here? I've never seen this before, and work through it in the logical fashion. So you're never independent on that. You're always going to have, other source of information that you'll need, and see if anything else needs to happen. What's your take, Nasuth?
Well, I wanted to give my sort of bare bones on what a good mentor is, and then I wanted to ask another question. So if there's anything you guys want to add before that.
No, go for it.
Okay. So I think it takes patience, expertise, at least, general expertise, communication skills, and a willingness to be adaptive in your teaching style. I think those are the 4 big pillars.
May I add one more?
Sure, yeah.
The ability to admit you don't know something.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. If it's outside of your area of competence, then you should say so.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of communication. So yeah, it might be important enough to separate out. And then my other question is, so far we've been talking about mentors as like instructors for a job or profession or even schooling. What about the other kind of mentor where it's more of a role model? So like back in the 80s and 90s when divorce rates were starting to get higher, they started like the Big Brothers, Big Sister program where an adult would essentially be the big sibling to these kids. It's like kids from a broken home, and give them a role model. Like if the dad left, then you might get a big brother who could give you a male role model to look up to. What do you think? Is that similar enough that we could say that these same pillars apply, or would that be a different type of mentoring requirement entirely?
This is exactly where I came in with this conversation, because you look up mentor on something like TV tropes, right? It comes up with approximately 50 different results, including bad mentors, such as the broken pedestal, the fair weather mentor, grooming the enemy, and even like the apathetic teacher or the anti-mentor. There's a whole plethora of things that are counted under the umbrella of a mentor.
Yeah.
And some of the best ones I saw are simple things like the trickster, the irresponsible, the occupational hazard, where the mentor dies to further the narrative.
Oh my! Right. Yes, of course. The mentor in the fridge.
Yes, the mentor in the fridge. Exactly. It's the Obi-Wan Kenobi of A New Hope. There's even like the evil mentor, where they've got a mentor with new secret techniques to teach them, and they sign on eagerly to learn these things, only to learn later on that the mentor is evil and has a hidden agenda of their own, and the new abilities will actually cause them harm. That kind of thing. There is, in fact, the Big Brother mentor is one of the ones that I highlighted out of this, just as you mentioned. And then there is the stealth mentor. I saw that. I thought, what the fuck is a stealth mentor? And it turns out we actually have an example on our list, which we'll get into later. So there are so many types of mentor. Do what kind of mentor are you?
He's the bastard magic instructor.
Actually, no, to be fair, that is a pretty solid shout on the sort of thing that I typically do. But that's besides the point. I just want to kind of segue ever so slightly. Why has it taken me this long to realize that nearly every mentor in Star Wars is like sole mission is to die and then further the teachings
become a Force ghost?
Yeah, I mean, like it's yeah. Okay.
Posthumously, the Star Wars fandom explained it. Is that the Sith kill the previous master to become a master?
Yeah.
Whereas the Jedi, they sacrifice their master, sacrifice themselves to pass on passing on their knowledge to be able to continue passing on knowledge later as Force ghosts. But that's hindsight. Hindsight's 2020.
That's also something that apparently didn't start until Obi-Wan. Really. Anyway, sorry, not Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've spoken about a lot on our perspective of mentors and teachers and so on and so forth. You asked the question, like, is there anything more like a mentor should have? I kind of feel like there should be some nurturing instinct as well, right? So, like, if you've got this whole...
to be clear, we're still talking about the Big Brother sort of mentor, right? The role model type.
The role model type. Yeah. So it's like, if you're a role model, you also need to be this sort of like nurturing person that can like, see more into what the person can achieve. Then
doesn't that technically go into what we were saying before, where what Thaylien said, that the mentor needs to know why you're using it, and then you said they need to see the potential in someone, right? Isn't that something that they have to nurture and draw out of you?
Right, but at the same time, I feel that a role model could see that in a much broader scope than just a
narrow field,
academic, or I'm more than happy to be that sort of person that listens to my colleagues, and help them with their IRL problems as much as I can. But I feel that a proper role model would get a lot more involved in that sort of situation.
Because you have to teach them things like ethics. I mean, you have to teach a broad topic. You have to teach ethics and critical thinking, ideally, and I don't know, like job learning, like job skills, like not job skills, but like interpersonal skills, and all of that stuff that would never be covered in court, like an academic side of things or job side of things.
Mm-hmm. And this is why Professor Oak sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I actually, thinking of this made me think of something a little bit different. I didn't think of this on the list of things for bringing today, and I really should have. And Nasuth, or one of you can find it for me, the wrong way to use healing magic.
Oh my God, you're talking about Rose, aren't you?
I am.
Oh my God.
Rose. Because this is this is the kind of mentor that it didn't nurture as such, but did previously. So she has students that she previously taught healing to, but they ended up being classic healers. The kind where you bring them out, you put somebody who's injured in front of them, they will heal them. But Rose's method of healing is to make herself stronger by performing impossible feats and healing through it. And when our protagonist and his two friends get dropped into this new world, it's just by pure coincidence. He asks, so what does it mean that the mana orb that tells me what kind of power is, what does it mean that it was green? And she just happens to be leaving the room and he goes, wait, green? You're coming with me, boyo. Grabs him by the head and launches him out the door.
But the reason she is so hard on them, it is her own way of nurturing, because she doesn't want to lose anyone else like she's lost other people. And if he's a normal healer, then she wants to make sure that he's going to be protected and on the back lines.
Yes.
And if he's going to be a healer like she is, she wants to make sure he's competent enough not to fucking die.
Yes. And the fact that he matches that's the best thing about this character is that he is combative. He matches them back for the things that they do. So when they start, when his new compatriots, the people that she's training up to be her evacuation rescue troop, start like nicking his lunch when they're on a thing, he realizes, no, that's it. You don't mess with a man's lunch, and he will beat the crap out of them.
And that's because he started out so milquetoast that she needed to make sure he pushed past that and became somebody who would do things because he needed to do them and not because other people told him to do them.
The one on screen right now is a scene where he's doing push-ups with weights on his back, and Rose is literally sitting on the weight. And she asks him, "Oh, you're smiling. Why are you smiling? Am I too heavy for you?" "No, your light as a feather. I can't even feel your weight up there." And it's just, fine. Jumps off. So that seems like you're ready for more, and chucks another weight on top of him instead.
Yeah.
And his friends from the school are actually watching him do this and seeing him going on training like this for the first time. And it's a great moment where
she never actually pushes him past what he can bear, but she does push him.
Well,
yes,
I argue against the pushing him past what he can bear, because I think the whole method and mindset that Rose has is to throw you in the deep end, see how well you do, and then adjust the teaching from there.
Kind of. Like, I don't think she threw him into the forest until she was sure he was ready for it. But like only barely ready for it.
Yes.
And even then she kept an eye on him to make sure nothing actually happened.
Oh yeah, she's gonna lifeguard the pool, as it were, to make sure she can pull him out and then put him in a less deep area.
And that's sort of what I mean. Is like she will never push him past what he can actually take, because she's always there to catch him if he falls.
Yes.
But beyond what he thought he could ever do.
Yeah.
And also, he picked up the right mindset. He went with the training, and it was like his new lease on life, which is why I like this guy better than quite a lot of other Isekai main protagonists. Because too often they end up like the friends of his, the one that becomes able to use light magic. So he's the ultimate force against the demon lord. Is light magic, and so he was supposed to be the hero, but the other two just kind of tagged along with him. And that, and he's always doubting himself, and he's like, I know I'm supposed to be here, but at the same time, am I good enough to be here? And there's our guy, just probably like, nope, you're amazing, carry on. just hyping him up, which is like this is a fantastic world to be in. I really want to see more of it. Could you know? I think
season 2 is coming.
To be here in a fantasy world.
Let me check.
You know?
I'm pretty sure season 2 is scheduled for either this year or next year.
Might be, but yeah, no, it's not like the best show of that season by a long shot.
No,
but
and there are problems with it, but generally speaking, one of the better guys.
As far as a mentor goes, Rose is fantastic because she's hands-on. But the thing is, she's not doing it in the sense of, I'm going to bring out the best in you because I want to bring out the best in you. I'm bringing out the best in you because I don't have enough healers who can actually keep up with me.
It's what
and
you
I want to
need.
make sure they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
Nasuth, for your benefit, it has been announced, but there's no release date.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, there we go. Fact checked.
Oh well. So that was the interesting one because the whole point of bringing stuff out of them for them is one thing, but Rose has also had this driving goal of, this kingdom needs more healers. I need another healer that can do what I do, and he's going to be it if he's good enough, if he has the right attitude, and it just happened to be that he matched that energy. And that's why this, the relationship between the two of them works as a mentor and student, because he's just picking up the right attitude to make her actually think that he can do everything that she gives him.
But so at the same time, we've seen some of the other healers that she's taught who, clearly weren't going to be battle healers.
Far too gentle.
And she didn't treat them the same way she did him. She wasn't harsh with them because she knew they couldn't take it. She taught them what they needed to know, how to heal the best they could, and set them in the back line. Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to pivot if you guys are okay with this, and you kind of expand on, we've said why Rose is a good teacher or a good mentor, but I kind of want to pick a fight with Gojo from from Jujutsu Kaisen, right?
Oh, he's a
terrible mentor.
I feel a systemic problem with many Shonen Jump shows, or just Shonen shows in general, to be fair. The problem is that the majority of these shows tend to be Shonen Jump shows. My problem with Gojo is that it's about the feeling. You've got to feel the whole teaching of Itadori in the cave with the TV and the
bear that punches him.
You basically just have to keep doing it until you get it right, and I hate that. I fucking hate that. That's like, there's only one step to this learning, and that's by doing. And I just you gotta give us some degree of zen for this, please.
I mean, there is a certain amount of truth to that. Like, you can't explain to, like, if it is a feeling that you must, like a level of brainwave that you need to reach or something, or what have you. Like, you can't explain to somebody what it feels like to put their hand on the stove. They can only experience that for themselves.
No, but at the same time, you can, we've seen plenty of shows that, like, teaching people how to control their thoughts through mental suggestion and things like this. I mean, hell, that's the whole Vulcan philosophy in Star Trek, right? Mental discipline and things like this. Just to go, watch a whole lot of movies and just don't get emotional, right? Is a really crap way of teaching.
I'd be interested to see, I don't think this happens anywhere, but I'd be interested to see Gojo's teaching technique with other people, because it may be that this is what he thought Itadori specifically needed, because he's such a hothead. He's so emotionally driven. He has maybe he wouldn't be able to meditate because his mind would just not be able to sit still for it. Maybe he needed something more active, more something that he had to resist.
But we
don't know.
To me,
we
good
don't know.
Sir, that to me, good sir, is indicative of it's the student that's the problem, not the teacher. And I don't condone that.
No. I'm not saying it's the student that's the problem. I'm saying that everybody like we said earlier, everybody has a different learning technique. Maybe Gojo knew that Itadori needed a more practical lesson, a more practical training than just mental fortitude through meditation. It's the case of somebody who learns by watching a video and following along with it step by step versus somebody who hears about it and then tries to do it on their own.
I have a direct parallel, if you will.
Yes, right? Please.
Yes.
Saitama.
Who did it on his own?
Right.
Yeah, he can't teach shit, right?
Anti-mentor.
Because he doesn't know how he got the way he is. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know how he broke his own limiter. Right? He doesn't even know what a limiter is.
Yeah. Doesn't know why he's so strong, he just is.
He keeps on trying to get like Genos and I can't remember if he teaches anyone else or if it's just Genos. I think it's just Genos. Like he's trying to get Genos to go beyond. All Genos can do is just upgrade his body, but Saitama just sees Genos as a paycheck, right? He's a terrible teacher in that regard. And to me, the parallels, and obviously it's played for laughs in Saitama's case, the parallels between Saitama and Gojo are basically 100%. Like, in teaching method. Sorry, exclusively in teaching.
Yeah.
It's just, I just do it.
This is what I was going to lead into, because he says that his, in other things with like flashbacks of memory from subsequent material, not the show, but and not all the but things like side novels from the author. He's seen as a genuinely good mentor to bring out the individuality of his students, but he's a subpar instructor when it comes to the intricacies of teaching techniques and other things, because he's born talented. Okay, he doesn't quite know how other people can't do the things that he does with their power. His six eyes and his limitless are so intrinsic to him that the reason he sat Itadori down and told him to watch movies and not get emotional is because he's trying in his own way to figure out how he can pass his knowledge on. And he's genuinely not doing a very good job of it.
So it's a case of he's a good mentor in that he's a good role model, but a bad mentor as in a bad instructor. Yes.
I kind of want to call that out a bit. Like, can you really be please help me out here, but like, can you be a good mentor and not be a good instructor?
Yeah. Yes. In the case of a role model.
I help me out. Give me.
So again, he's not. The role model is not teaching him technique. The role model is teaching him how to behave with. Sorry, Thaylien, you clearly. I clearly stepped on you there. Yeah, please.
No, you didn't. You're literally going where I'm going, just with different wording. Okay. So, as a mentor, he's teaching them to be sorcerers and how sorcerers should comport themselves, how they should act, why they're different, and how they should act different. Good practices for being in this new world that they find themselves in. As an instructor of technique, he's bad.
Yeah. So he gives them somebody to talk to, he listens to them, he cares about them, but he just can't teach them shit.
Yeah, he's a bad teacher, not a bad mentor.
This to me.
There's another little finicking with the wording there.
This to me is akin to someone saying, like, I can motivate you in how to be a good developer, but I can't teach you how to program. And I'm like, that.
Well, there's more to being a Jujutsu sorcerer than just technique.
Mm-hmm. Think of it more as, like a life coach. I can't teach you how to be better at your job, but I can teach you how to make your life better so that you can have the room to be better at your job.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel, to me personally, right, life coaches are the people. No.
I think
life coaches are very sensitive, very empathetic individuals that can help you get to points in your life that you want to be at, right? But they are just saying what your friends are saying, but because you're paying them, you take the advice seriously and you just ignore your friends, right? It's that's from personal experience.
Yeah.
That, like, this is literally, yeah.
Yeah,
well, sometimes
not exactly wrong. So
sometimes hearing that stuff from a stranger comes easier than hearing it from friends.
I never understand.
Which is why a lot of psychiatry ends up working that way too.
Do you not see the reason for that? Because your friends you think of as equals to you, and so inherently you can either take or discount their advice based on how good you think they are at the thing they're advising you on. But a life coach, for example, they are supposed to be a professional at this and so have to get paid for this, and so you take their opinion as more factual because it's something they apparently.
It's like getting a second opinion from a doctor too, right? You can if you have an opinion from one doctor and you're like, well, I don't trust that, I don't believe you, then you go get a second opinion. But you can't really get a second opinion from your friends necessarily,
right? But that's in a speciality that your friends can't necessarily advise on, right?
Also, your friends may be wrong.
Well, that's not true.
Just because they're normal people.
Well, that's true of paid professionals. The paid professional might be wrong.
Yeah, a paid professional might be wrong. Difference being, again, you're paying for their time to be there. And your friends could, for all the best intentions, not actually... No, and Xeno. Let's break this right into a little life lesson. Every person listening right now knows that they don't tell their friends everything. They don't let them into the full workings of what they're doing.
That's true.
And why.
You can open up to a stranger in ways, a professional stranger,
even then,
in ways you might not be able to open up to friends.
So in the same way that they might give you some advice on the best of intent, that is completely correct, but because you haven't told them the whole story, in your head you are thinking, yeah, but they don't know why that won't work for me.
Part of me wonders if that is the... How do I say this? I get the understanding that your friends might not have the full picture, but at the same time, it's... I don't know. I would trust my friends over trusting a complete stranger, because you're paying them for advice and things, but they don't know you from Adam. They're not expert. Like, I trust AI just as much as I trust a complete stranger.
So you and I are pretty good friends now,
you to actually do it. Sorry, we talked over each other.
Yes, Xeno, you and I are pretty good friends at this point. Yeah, I would tell you a lot of stuff, but there are some things about my past that I would not tell you about. But I probably would tell a counselor, like a therapist, if I had a therapist that I could go see, because they're not I don't know how you'll take. I know you're not very judgmental, but I don't know how you'll take it. I know how a therapist is going. Well, I generally know how a therapist is going to react. I know they're not going to be judgmental on the topic. I know there's nothing to really worry about unless they're a bad therapist, which does happen sometimes.
But I do get where you're coming from. But again, those sorts of conversations you have with a therapist aren't really the sorts of conversations you have with a life coach.
I agree. I think life coaches are bullshit. I think anyone who gets a life coach actually just needs therapy, probably.
Yeah. Or motivation. So, anyway. But then let's put that. So there are different things for different people for different things. And bringing this back into the topic, Gojo is good at being a role model and mentor for an upcoming sorcerer, because it teaches them what they can be, how they can behave, and the good and bad things to do as their own sorcerer. As he tries to bring out the best in each of them for what they can do. But as far as teaching them the things that he knows about detail and intricacy, it's like trying, like a right-handed person trying to teach a left-handed person how to hold something in their non-dominant hand. Okay, they can put their hand in the exact same position, but it won't feel right to that person, and so it's a difference like that.
I think to elaborate further on what you've just said about the dominant hand and things like this, it's like art, right? To find your technique, you go and practice other techniques. But and this is what I don't like about Gojo, is the fact that he doesn't teach other techniques that other people have established. It's just, go do it. And it's just like, maybe if it's a simple case of that Itadori went through multiple teaching techniques, sure. But we've only seen, as far as I recall from the show, we've only seen the one. And for some strange reason, that one lesson is enough for him to master Jujutsu sorcery. I'm like, what the F?
Oh no, he hasn't mastered Jujutsu sorcery in any way. Even with the most recent one, he's just using basic body enhancement that he learned the hard way from having Sukuna's fingers shoved inside it. Wait, pause. Yeah, no, so it's basically he's learned from trauma and from having somebody else do the techniques through him. So he figured out how to fight thanks to Gojo using using Curse technique. Just by, it seems like Gojo just basically told him that these things exist and that you'll be able to feel it, which is what Itadori does. He just feels for these things, and then when they happen, he like, oh, I can do that again, and is able to do that.
It's kind of like learning to float on your back in water. Nobody can really, people can explain it to you all you want, but it really kind of is just a feeling that you're like, oh my God, I get it now. I get exactly the position I need to put my body in.
The balance.
But at the same time, you are taught something, because take a deep breath and just start to lean back and let your body drift in upward direction, right? You do have some words to guide you. It's not just like, fuck out of yourself, get in the water now.
From Itadori's case, the watching the movies and things may have been enough of the words. Not what you would consider, you and I would consider enough, but enough for him.
The you need to lean back is you need to control your emotions.
To go on a tangent, I'm actually surprised you didn't actually put this on the list. Jiraiya, I think that's his name, the character's name, the teacher from Naruto.
Yeah.
Right?
Hang on, did I not put Naruto in there? I must have just not clicked it. So I did actually have both Kakashi and Jiraiya on my list.
I feel Jiraiya kind of not only taught Naruto some exceptionally important fundamentals, but at the same time, kind of how to be a decent human being, how to mature. Like he was an excellent role model and teacher all at the same time.
Moving on from Kakashi's teachings as well. It took what Kakashi had taught him and then moved that forward.
Kakashi felt very much a more hands-off-ish teacher, You know, it's like
except for one specific way.
What?
He's never really lived down the fact that he shoved his fingers up some poor kid's butt.
Anyway,
what is it with putting fingers inside people today?
Thaylien has very specific.
I have a list.
Anyway, but the whole point is that I feel that the key fundamental difference between Kakashi's teaching style and Jiraiya's teaching style is Jiraiya was one-on-one, right? Whereas Kakashi had 3 kids to deal with, and he had to deal with the bullshit of the 3 kids, right? You know, 2 of them liking it was it was a love triangle at the same time as just constant infighting, and he had to deal with this at the same time as actually giving them teachable lessons. Whereas Jiraiya was basically a one-on-one with Naruto, and
So the fun thing with Jiraiya is that he took what Kakashi had started, which is showing Naruto where his strengths lay, and then pushed that forward. So Kakashi is the one that found that Naruto's specialty was moving chakra around and using techniques that didn't have any real elemental infusion. You know, Sasuke was really quick to figure out fire, and because that's the Uchiha clan's primary techniques were fire-based. Sakura picked up healing eventually. She didn't pick up an awful lot in the early season. Sorry, I'm choking on my rage against Sakura here. And it does turn out that Naruto has the wind affinity on his chakra. But Jiraiya, seeing this, figured out, there was this trick that managed to reach a high level of technique just by shaping chakra. So I'll teach that to the kid, to give him the best chance he can at learning something that will be very complex and will teach him a lot more about how to use his chakra energy in the first place. And that was actually pretty damn clever, because it gave Naruto a consistent learning experience as he kept going up. After he had something to go after on his own, that he could then scale up. This is the first step. You mastered this, then we go to step 2, and then you master this, we go to step 3. Before you suddenly have yourself the Rasengan, which fantastic thing. It becomes Naruto's signature move. He combines it with everything, and it even teaches him later on the trick to combining the energy from the tailed beasts to make their most dangerous attack, so he can make that his own as well. Jiraiya is a great mentor, including the fact that he becomes the doomed mentor, the occupational hazard of dying for his for his plot furtherance. So he combines an awful lot of things. He's also he's a complete pervert. This is where Kakashi gets his own love of those dirty books he reads. It's because Jiraiya introduced him to that series. So he's not exactly the best role model, but he's a great teacher. He's a great mentor of getting him into being a ninja.
You want to take this anywhere, Nasuth?
No, not particularly.
Okay, I have a question for Thaylien.
Yes.
I think I potentially know why, but why is Chainsaw Man in this?
Oh, for the groomer. Well, not in the sexual sense. Basically, an evil mentor raising up in Makima. She's tried.
Spoilers.
True. But as a mentor, she's trying to raise up our boy for her own end. And she is evil. That's a simple fact. But she is going to teach this guy to use his devil to the best of his abilities until she can control him. And
wait a second. Is she the gun devil?
No.
Okay,
No.
thank God. All right, at least there's that. Anyway,
Like, I've read the manga. I'm
Yes.
relatively up to date, right? I do not agree with you in the slightest.
okay.
Like, you're saying that Makima is some degree of mentor, yes?
Yes.
But Makima couldn't be.
she really doesn't teach him, though, does she? She just puts other people
off.
to teach him.
She's his boss more
She's
than a
a-
mentor. But
yeah,
she
she's
does
a
come up on the
manager.
list.
So which CBR post did you find
TV tropes.
this list? Is it in TV?
Yeah, TV shows. Evil Mentor. Literally under the Evil Mentor tab. She shows up there. It says, despite her plainly villainous qualities and planning to break his spirit, she nevertheless dispenses incredibly valuable life and relationships advice to Denji that he takes to heart even long after.
That's fair. She may not teach him how to use his devil, but does she teach him other things about life? Does she listen to him? Does she encourage him? She might be a mentor in that sense again. Because remember, we're dealing with two different definitions here.
I
Yes.
could get behind the whole encouraging him to do things. Sorry. Encouraging him to,
Given that she wants to
To
fatten
do
him up like a
things.
lamb.
but I mean, it's more a case of like teasing him down the path of discovery for himself. You know, much like Reze does, much like a lot
Jojo
of
does.
What? Gojo. Oh, I thought you said Jojo.
Jojo.
I'm like, wait, what? But yeah, like I find it very odd that Makima's put in this category because, like, if anything, she's more like a femme fatale. She's trying to seduce him into doing what she wants than anything else.
To help with this, one of the descriptions of the Evil Mentor simply says, is for some evil mentors, it's a game of wits to see if their students' philosophy can stand against their own. After all, just beating someone in a flat-out fight doesn't necessarily mean that someone is right. A slow battle for a soul can be just as rewarding and honestly more entertaining if the student's mind or heart is, a worthy opponent to those ideals. And a gracious evil mentor will even give their brand of help just out of curiosity to see how long the hero's willpower can last. See? So they're basically train them up for a good fight, as it were, but not in the actual outright fight way.
Okay, so I understand the second one, and I still disagree with it, but I didn't understand the first one. The first description, example, this definition.
What is
should
a
we
game of wits?
Should we stay in
No, leave
spoilers
them
or should we
Leave it
drop
on.
out of them?
Because we're still into that spoiler territory of the show.
All right.
So, see their students' philosophy can stand against their own?
Yeah, just describe that again.
Yeah, so for some evil mentors, it's a game of wits to see if their students' philosophy can stand against their own. After
let's say
beating someone in a flat-out fight, doesn't necessarily mean that someone's right or that someone's better.
Let's say that Makima is a nihilist and Denji is an Epicurean. Does Epicureanism trump nihilism?
No. I think it's more. Let's think more anime in this one.
I'm just giving a broader example.
Could
we're saying philosophy.
Makima have killed Denji at the start of the show?
Well, I'm pretty sure we both know the answer to this.
Yes, right? But she didn't, because it wasn't about beating him in that way. It's about something else. It's about the philosophy of what she is, who she is and what she is, and the end goal she has.
Oh, so I kind of see where you're coming from now.
So basically, she wants to make sure that when she pulls the strings and snaps shut the trap, that he was all he could have been before that point. That there's no way that he can get stronger under her.
It's Goku wanting to fight the strong guy, so he lets him power up all the way.
Kind of, yes, but in a mental sense. Yeah, in another sense, in the opposite sense of that, it's not actually beating him in a fight.
I think the simple solution here is people should go read the manga.
They really should, because it's a good manga.
It is a very good manga, and I'm kind of worried about going on Reddit when the last chapter comes out. Because you just go, I'm just gonna get spoiled. It's just gonna get spoiled for me.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd win.
Should I go?
Nah, I didn't
know.
So how about we go for another type, which is the hidden mentor.
Go on.
Yes, kill the kill.
Oh God, no! Oh, fine, go on. No, fuck. Oh my God,
kill the kill, because Satsuki technically knows about Ryoko's goals and power, and she's basically feeding her all of these minions to power up against, to become powerful enough to fight against Ragyo. Okay, so she's not actually out to kill her. She's actually, she's out to train her, out to make her better.
But she's pretending to be the enemy.
Yeah, she's definitely an enemy to her at the start in that respect, but because she's trying to test to see how powerful she is and whether it's actually even worth doing anything. But she doesn't know the full story either herself. The question is, this one is Kill la Kill is so manic and doesn't explain a lot, and you only see it after you've watched it for the fourth time that's what's happening. So, Xeno, can you think of any better examples of a hidden mentor, somebody who's helping even though they look like they're an enemy or a bystander? Ooh, that laugh says yes.
No. My gut reaction is the chicken guy from Medabots, where he's constantly giving sage advice to Icky when when Icky's like, oh, what do I do, and he just comes up with some random quip, trying to some random Chinese cookie philosophy, and trying to convince Icky to buy a chicken, and ultimately that gives Icky the inspiration to but that's not really
that guy falls under the trickster mentor, whose actions seemingly pointless, selfish, antagonistic, or just plain random actually end up containing some valuable lesson for the main character. If you're a hero in the series with a trickster mentor, your life is probably twice as hard, but ends up rewarding anyway. It's kind of a blend of just chaos and the old wise master sitting on a mountaintop.
I can't really
Remember that time Master Roshi dressed up as an enemy combatant in Dragon Ball to test Goku and Krillin in a tournament? Does that count?
Talk about Dragon Ball.
Does that count?
No.
Not really. That's just Roshi is just a bad mentor overall. He's a good martial arts teacher.
No, he is.
But he's a bad
mentor. Good teacher.
No,
it's like the opposite of Gojo. He's a really good teacher and a really bad mentor.
Like,
yeah. When you think about how many people end up with Kamehameha by the end of Dragon Ball Super, it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
I cannot think of any hidden mentors. I'd be interested to hear like a potential list. Either I've misunderstood what a hidden mentor is, or I just feel like this isn't a real thing.
Okay, so I have a bit of a list here. In the 2003 Astro Boy, Dr. Tenma.
I don't think any of us watched that.
No.
All right. Let's have a look. For a what was it? I might have seen Mobile Fighter G Gundam.
Who's supposed to be the hidden mentor in that?
Master Asia is
Master Asia. Fuck off. He's a fucking antagonist. He is the villain. He is the bad guy of the whole show.
Mm-hmm. C supposedly for is Itachi Uchiha, secretly mentoring Sasuke through sending villains his way and making sure. Let's see. So apparently, the Promised Neverland had a variation of the trope.
Okay.
When they let's see if I get So okay, because they can't tell the other kids in this what's going on, since they may not be believed or get turned in, since the other kids trust Isabella. In order to prepare everyone for their escape while letting none of them know what's going on, the protagonists train the kids via games, tag, hide and seek, and so on, making so they can learn how to take the basics of how to run and hide without them being aware of it. Right? So it's a mentor teaching them other things.
I can get behind that more readily than I can when a villain is air quotes secretly a hidden mentor. I'm like, no, I training someone to achieve something.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of "you're not worthy of me yet. Come back when you're stronger." Does that sort of thing count?
No, I don't think it is.
So they're pushing them to be stronger.
No, I think that's just a cop out of a story device.
Well, yes, that doesn't mean it's not a trope.
Plot armor does not warrant.
Just because it's cliche doesn't mean it's not the thing. It's just cliche.
So one that you list on the stealth mentor is in Yu Yu Hakusho, where Hiei tries to keep his loyalties ambiguous, has a tendency to greet Yusuke by randomly attacking him to test how strong Yusuke's become. Since Hiei was originally recruited into the team through a forced defeat means friendship kind of trope, the first few times he does this, Yusuke can't quite be sure.
I can't speak to
Hiei's
you.
not actually. Not. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, there's basically it seems to be all these ones where the character gets the protagonist to fight them to prove how strong they are, not actually with no intent to actually have killed them in the end. So Scryed features a death match near the end of the series between Ryuho and Jigma, and when he loses, Jigma confesses he only fought in order to make Ryuho realize his full potential. That kind of thing is included on the list.
Another one here is Vinland Saga in the first arc. After the Viking captain Askeladd kills Thor's.
Ooh, Inuyasha. Yes, Inuyasha, definitely. Sorry, continue.
Anyway, when Askeladd kills Thor's, he conscripts Thorfinn into his crew. So Thorfinn is Thor's son, training the boy in combat and offering him regular chances to kill him and take revenge. While Askeladd claims that he's manipulating Thorfinn for his own benefit, it is strongly implied that he resents having to take a hit on a man as noble as Thor's, and is trying to help Thorfinn by stepping into his dead father's shoes as best he can. Like,
yes, the rebuild movies of Evangelion, Gendo is definitely a stealth mentor. I know you probably won't believe me, but it's true.
Well, we'll never know, Nasuth, because no one's going to watch.
Nobody's going to watch those. Yeah.
I kind of agree with Askeladd, because like I always thought it was weird how he took on Thorfinn to, train him up to get revenge. And it's like, you could have just left the kid to die, right? Or you could have just killed the kid along with the father. There was plenty of options here, but like it always felt weird to me that he kind of became this surrogate father figure that, so yeah, it's okay. But I do feel like a lot of this is very much a case of, they weren't doing it for that reason. There's plot armor here. There's too much, like, Master Asia could have killed Domon Kashu. Yeah, he could have, but plot armor.
It's TV tropes. You're going to end up with a lot of,
subjective crap.
Yeah, a lot of opinions.
Okay.
But I would definitely say Sesshomaru in Inuyasha later on, once he stops being so much of a bad guy, but still is kind of like this aloof, I'm still a full-blooded demon and you're beneath me sort of attitude. But he does still try to build Inuyasha up so he can take on other enemies too.
Yep.
I think one good example of a good teacher and thus mentor is actually Roxy from Mushoku Tensei. Because even though Rudy, at a very young age, has expert skill at magic to, even surpass her, he doesn't know the core fundamentals of how to cast these spells. Like, he can control and manipulate his mana, but he doesn't know how to cast a spell. He doesn't know what the spells are or anything like that. Yeah. And I think that's one of the best parts of Roxy's role. She actually does teach something. Yes, okay, it's beyond our comprehension because we don't have magic, but it's been thought through. And this is the sort of thing that I don't like with... Yeah, that's the sort of thing that I don't like with Gojo. It's just, you just got to feel it. I'm like, nah, use your words, man. Describe something. Tell me about a calm lake.
One of the fun things about Roxy is that she also shows him how it's not really a matter of, you do enough heroic things and you become this level of wizard. No, you become a level of wizard based on how much you can actually handle, what spells you can cast, how much you've learned. And whether you have the raw power to actually be that level. So you get assessed by somebody who is that level. And if you can match one of their spells, then you are that level. And that gave him a real boost in confidence when she said, well, I literally can't teach you anymore. You've reached my level.
Yeah. Another fantastic teacher, I think, I can't remember her name, is the teacher of the Elric brothers, right? She was really brutal and rough for the kids, but it was kind of an attempt to find out whether or not they're worth their stuff, right? You know, not just can they survive, but can they take on alchemy? Do they have the strength to tread this path, sort of thing, at a very young age? And was she cruel? Probably, but it's probably for the kids' benefit. Can't remember.
Teach them discipline.
I swear.
Itsuki. I think it is.
Right.
It's such a powerful thing that if you don't learn discipline, you could really do some terrible things with it.
Yeah.
Case in point, Scar.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yes, she came up on my list, definitely. That's why it's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is on the thing to talk about, and the fact they even go back to her because they did train under her before, kind of off screen, and then they go back to her, and she's like, "Oh my god, are you two coming back? Why are you here?" And yet still trains them more. And it's another fact is she's also a very relatable, empathetic person. Sorry, an empathetic person overall, because she made the same mistake that they did. She made the same sacrifice, and she lost something equally important to her. And it's one thing that she, even if she did what our boy did at the end of the season, which can't go into for spoilers again, because I just want to avoid that. It wouldn't change anything for her. Okay, that's a more permanent thing that's happened to her, even compared to losing an arm or a whole body, like the Elric brothers did.
No, we all know the real mentor was Mace Hughes. Come on.
Shut up.
He taught everyone everything.
Shut up.
He taught us how to love.
How beautiful his daughter was.
We've got a deep conversation going here, Nasuth, and you just shat on it.
He taught us how to love, Zeno.
Yes, he taught us how beautiful his daughter was and how much he loved him. I loved her.
I also feel that there's a weird dichotomy with Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, where
I bet I know.
It's more a case of the positive influence that Kobayashi's had on Toru's life. Toru is sort of like disseminating those feelings across to Ilulu, to Kana. We can also see the influences and things that Lukua has on, again, Ilulu, Kana, and Segawa. Right? The little human girl. I'd also argue maybe it's a case of like it's everyone's learning from everyone.
Yeah, they're learning how to be human essentially.
I just say they're learning to be chill.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily apply to Lukua, because she kind of already knows how to.
She's chill.
She's the one dragon that understands how to be chill already. It's all the other ones that are like Toru's learning what it's like to actually be loved and cared for, and she's passing that on to those around her.
Yeah,
and I'm 100% with you.
See, this is a show where I'd say that arguably isn't really a mentor here. This is a friendship,
more a family,
relationship, a family that's helping each other out. There is some mentorship going on there,
but ideally,
because of course, Kana is a much younger dragon.
Ideally, a parent or an older sibling is also a mentor.
Yeah. Because we were talking about the whole mental schemes with Big Brother, Big Sister.
Yeah.
You know, it's a surrogate family. And I think in that regard, you can still have that degree of mentorship.
And that's not to say that Kobayashi, being a mentor, doesn't learn things from them as well. Sometimes a good mentor does learn things from their students. And a mentor is willing to admit that they might learn something from their students.
Very true.
One that I kind of want to throw under the bus while it's here, and
Demon
even
Slayer?
though we are coming up on time. It's Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I was holding on to that this whole time. Like, what does
You
that
go
guy
for
think
it
he's
then.
doing? No, well, I don't. You might actually remember the details better than me. All I remember is that Masked Dude was kind of an asshole and was just like, "Go hit the rock. Just go hit the rock."
Yeah.
And that was basically it.
Yeah. On a tangent, right? Because of, you know, especially myself hating on the stupidity of just go hit rock, right? Hilariously, it works in... I was hoping to actually find it before there we go. In Tojima, because Tojima is aspiring to be mentally deficient, right?
You're not wrong. If you just believe hard enough.
Yeah, punching trees, you know, fighting grizzly bears. This is stuff that no one should really be undertaking. And the stupidity involved in this is something to be mocked.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah?
Sorry, this is a big interruption, but since we're talking about the whole just do it and can't explain it, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're trying to teach a blind person how to paint.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're talking about here. You can't teach but you can't explain to them what red looks like. There's just no way, right?
Yeah.
And in the same way, you might not be able to explain to somebody what Jujutsu or what cursed energy feels like because it's so just indescribable.
Yes. I understand that. I genuinely do. Oddly enough, one could argue the same thing for Frieren Beyond Journey's End, right? Frieren is teaching Thurn all the magic shenanigans, right? But at no point in time do we get a comprehensive understanding of said magic. You see time and time again with Thurn as a kid reading books. You've got Frieren teaching Thurn exercises to increase her mana pool. Loads and loads of different things like this. We will never comprehend what any of this stuff is, not only through literature but also through feeling. However, there is a device there that has been fully thought out on how this would work.
Yes.
And it is conveyed...
Sorry, finish your sentence.
It is conveyed in some visual comprehension of someone's teaching someone, as opposed to just feel it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So, but it's even further hammered home in the Zoltrak episode.
Yeah.
Where this is clearly something that in this universe people have researched, they're improving, they're incorporating new ideas. And so when an ancient powerful magic becomes everyday over the course of human lives, because that's they set out to understand it. And so basic attack magic is now what was ancient killing magic.
Yeah.
And we see that in everyday life. We can relate to that, where technology becomes commonplace, where once the communication across from one continent to another was this great undertaking.
Whereas Jujutsu sorcery is more like a secret society where there are heavily guarded secrets even from other Jujutsu sorcerers. That might be,
Yeah. My last example.
Can I round off my final point on Frieren?
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry.
Absolutely amazing teacher, garbage mentor.
Yes.
Very much so.
Unless you want to learn to sleep all day, in which case she's a great mentor.
Yeah. Had to stay in one place and study flowers for 3 years.
Yeah. or get trapped in every single mimic that there is ever.
Yep.
Or become a minor.
Lol.
That's ER, not
minor,
OR.
not minor.
Yeah.
She's just short. She's not a minor.
Lol.
So, my last one that I would bring is actually, believe it or not, from One Piece.
Is who?
One Piece.
So this is actually from a point that neither of you two will have seen much of.
I've only seen 3 episodes, Thaylien.
The mentor is Silver's Rayleigh, who was the crew of Gold Roger. Okay, and this is back in the era where devil fruits were not the big power, the big common thing they are, where every pirate crew seems to have a captain who ate a devil fruit, or somebody else on their crew ate a devil fruit, and that's how they've gathered around this one strong person. Gold Roger and his crew use the real power of this world, which is haki, like chi or similar. Yeah, it's a generic thing, hamon, whatever you want to call it, and it's the power for a normal person to harden their body so that when they punch a fruit user, it negates the fruit powers on it to punch the actual person. You can augment your vision enough until you can see a little bit into the future. And Rayleigh, in his old age, now that because he's survived all this time on the Grand Line, is reasonably competent in haki. And they meet him when they've journeyed along the Grand Line all the way around, halfway around the world, until they meet the Red Line again, the one strip of land that circles the whole globe in the opposite direction to the Grand Line. Now, to cross the Red Line, you have to either go over it as the military would do, the Marines, or you go under it through Fishman Island in a submarine format. And while they're going to get their ship treated to go underneath it, this is when the great big meeting where Luffy's adopted brother Ace has been captured and is going to be executed happens. And they all run off to try and deal with that. Rayleigh is the man that basically rescues Luffy and counsels him through the next 2 years of training on a private island that he knows about, and teaches him how to use his haki better.
Is this the time skip?
There is the time skip, yes, it happens on... The meeting him happens before it, and then we see the last of him after it. And he basically is that one connection that Luffy has to Gold Roger and to his brother and to the other people that are in the Grand Line, that actually teaches him something genuinely in this, but also emotionally supports him through the tragedy that happens there, through the loss. And that is, this guy is not around long enough in the overall series to die tragically or to, to become anything but just a decent man trying to do his best for the adoptive brother of Ace. And he really does it. He actually the lessons he teaches last all the way up to the current era of One Piece.
My question here, and I kind of don't have an answer for this. Can someone truly be considered a mentor in perception, in belief of the audience, when all their hard work was taken away off screen? Or is it a case of like, yeah, okay, you've got the mentor tag, but that's as good as just you having a name, because like I don't know you from anything.
Are you still a sculptor if the sculpture you created gets smashed off screen?
That's a good question. I mean, that's the...
Doesn't change the fact that you did it.
I mean...
Just that you've got nothing to show for it now doesn't negate all the effort you put in and the work that actually came out of it.
I mean, there is an everyday parallel that certainly applies to me, is like, you know, are you a web developer if all the websites you've built have gone down? Right? That cease operation. But I kind of feel like this is on par with, you know, okay, yes, I've told you I'm a web developer, but you've never seen any of my work, right? And I feel like there's...
I'm looking at some of it right now.
I've never seen you develop a web. Where's the web, Xeno?
Okay. Touche, Thaylien. Touche, good sir.
Yeah. I'm literally looking at the website we're using to organize our weekly schedule.
Oh, it's just a website. Now. It's not a web.
Okay, anyway. But you get my point. It's we have, like, you know, yeah, okay, you can say you're a sculptor, but I've not seen any of your sculptures. You know, can I really... I am just ignoring you, Nasuth. Don't worry about it.
That's fine. Yeah. Just want to double check.
But Nasuth went to go check his volumes and everything.
Well, I figured you were ignoring me, but you know, I just wanted to make sure because I have done that before. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so like it's a very interesting perspective. Like, I get the value of this guy being Luffy's mentor, but is there more value in actually seeing the teaching? Right, I get that.
We did see it.
Oh, okay. I thought we didn't.
Okay, so there is time to see it. So it's before the time skip and after you see his interactions and you see the lessons he starts teaching him. The time skip is literally for when Luffy masters those teachings.
Right.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, there's another series called Black Cat where they have to train up to go do a tournament arc. Shenanigans, whatever, and they're like, oh, we'll be back in 10 days, and they just skip the whole thing. It's like they just skip the training montage entirely, and it's just like, we're back and it's been 10 days. And it's I honestly thought that was an excellent use of a skip, because all the new stuff they could reveal during the course of the upcoming battles. And I'm like, yeah,
I was going to say, when you said that, it's a narrative thing where you can now, the tournament becomes a little bit more interesting because it's no longer a tournament, it's now a showcase of what they learned over those 10 days.
Yeah. Right. Is there anything else we want to touch upon?
Ooh, touching things. Talking about fingers into things.
God.
Rule of 3, guys. I had to bring it up again. All right, so do the honourable mentions.
Okay.
And dishonourable mentions. So assassination classroom for the teacher in that. He definitely doesn't want to be a teacher. He's a bad teacher. But he, at the same time, he succeeds at his job.
I don't know about this because he just feels like try harder, kids. Try harder, kids. Yep. You need to try harder.
Indeed.
You're not trying hard enough.
Hellsing Ultimate Alucard to Ceres. Because he is a vampire lord trying to raise a new fledgling vampire, and of course that's evil. We know that's evil. That's that's blood sucking and everything.
Okay.
All Might from My Hero Academia, bad mentor.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, just because
we've hold on, just
are there
to highlight,
any good heroes in My Hero?
We've had the memes where what's his name? Bakugo spells on a 5th grade level.
Yes.
It's just like, yeah. So I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
one.
Justified. Another bad one. Urahara from Bleach. He does teach Ichigo some valuable things, but he does it by literally throwing him in a pit to fight his inner demon.
Yep.
Or what he thinks is the demon. Beerus from Dragon Ball Super.
It's called a trial by fire. Jeez.
Beerus?
Beerus is a bad mentor. Whis is not a bad mentor.
Okay,
Beerus is a good mentor.
I thought
Beerus is a terrible mentor.
I didn't think Beerus was. I didn't think Beerus was a mentor. Period.
He is.
The
he
show
does train
treats him as
them
such.
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's mostly chases them around to see how strong they are and threatens to fight them.
All the shorts that get thrown at me, like I don't see that ever. I've only ever seen Whis train them.
Did you ever see that weird pink character that Beerus claimed was stronger than Goku? The strongest fighter they had. Yeah, that was all Beerus' idea to give them a target to aspire to. He wasn't stronger. Everybody just claimed he was, and to make Goku and Vegeta work harder. And
Right,
so
okay.
That's about the limit of his confusion. Good mentor, great teacher on Onizuka.
Yeah.
But and our dear Kamen from Gurren Lagann.
That's not a person.
Good and bad. That's a questionable, but a very strong mentor nonetheless. I can see that in your strong personality-wise, and did bring Simon out of his shell,
Only because
even though doomed.
Only because he went into the ground.
Occupational hazard mentor.
Right. I think.
Alrighty.
I think, in terms of conclusions, you can't just turn to your mentees and say, "Oh, just do it. Just do it. Like, just feel it. You'll get the feel for it." Like, even if it's a case of we don't understand the fundamentals of how this stuff works, you've at least got to show us. And yeah.
You're not allowed to say that.
I know I didn't say it. That's why I didn't say it. Shut.
That's why you typed it.
Shush.
Screenshot. Share with the Discord.
Don't worry, I'll add it to the video. I'll just put it in the... I'll edit it 'cause I'm running it.
Just subtitles underneath Nasuth for a moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, a mentor can be both a teacher and a role model.
Yeah.
Either or neither.
Well, if they're neither, then they're not a mentor at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're a bad one. Somebody who can't teach and is a bad role model can still pretend to be a mentor and can still have the title of one. They're just really bad at their job.
Those who can't teach don't.
Those who can't teach shouldn't, but those who can't teach gym.
Those who can't teach go into politics. What?
True.
Right.
Those who can't politic.
Okay, so that is it for the main topic, and now it's time to move on to the supporter questions. Old Man Thaylien says, "Welcome to the supporter questions, where we don't actually ask a question if we're the first person here. We ask that you like, comment, subscribe, and come join us on Discord, even if the Discord is a little strange right now. We appreciate every comment and new member we get. So join us, won't you?" Old Man Thaylien also says, "If you were to be isekai'd, and the goddess that greets you told you that you could choose to take a sword from any anime that you with you, with the understanding that you would gain the powers and/or skills of its previous owner, which sword would you choose?"
So you get a sword,
Dragon Slayer,
and you would.
Damn it!
Dragons.
I was torn. I was torn to say the Dragon Slayer.
I'm going to say Trunks' sword.
Whose?
Trunks from DBZ.
Yeah.
Because not only do you get the flying, the ki blast, the martial arts powers, you also get the Saiyan bouncing back stronger every time you hit and nearly killed.
Oh, of the previous owner. That's true. Of the previous owner. I didn't think about that.
What else was there? There's really piss off Zeno by saying Kirito's elucidator. Gain the swords from Sword Art Online.
Video game swords.
The scissor blade from Kill la Kill.
That's a good one. Yeah, because you could then be made out of life fibers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is that's a set of fucking half scissor blade, right? I'm gonna say the daggers from Shangri-La Frontier.
That's a good one. How about Gilgamesh's swords from Fate?
Oh no! You're referring to the vault there.
Yeah,
like you got to pick one in that.
Every hero's sword from every myth.
Oh my god!
No, that's just mean. No, I'm tempted to say Trunks' sword just for the sheer combat. If I'm going to be isekai'd, but yeah, Dragon Slayer would be up there. Except what powers does Guts really have aside from depression?
Oh my god, I didn't mean to hit that. Ooh. Ignore that.
Good job,
Ignore
Nasuth.
that.
It's gonna get edited out, it's fine. You just hit the intro button, everyone.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Right, moving on to the next question. Riku7, likely just spiced ham, says, if you were given a Gundam and had to protect the Earth, how would you train?
I've got it.
Snowpiercer. He's being Hero Yui.
Oh. How would I train? I mean, by running laps around the school.
In your mecha.
Yeah. No, the school.
With
the school
tires
running
tied behind you.
A la Gunbuster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the tires in Gunbuster.
No, it's
talking about running
where they drag tires behind you.
I was just talking about like running around in their mechs and doing like push-ups and stuff. That was Gunbuster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They only got it. Right, okay, so moving on to the comments from last week. First of all, we have the news. Wow, we are low on comments this week. We got Zrugal, who says news. And Xeno won't be here in a few weeks. That's news. I kind of said it with an exclamation, but there wasn't. And then comments from the cast. Riku7 says commentless comments commenting on the comms. I'm wondering if YouTube ate. Yeah, I wonder if YouTube ate the comments.
Let us know if YouTube ate your comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. There's so few that even swapping back and forth between new and top didn't seem to give us any more.
Yeah, this has happened to me where, even if Strombus commented on it, a lot of times his comments get eaten, and I do not know why.
Yep.
YouTube hates him.
YouTube.
Yep. Let's move on to the memes, I suppose.
Let's do some memeing. We take up to 6 memes a week. Come drop them in our Discord. We love them. Don't drop them in the regular meme like dumpster channel. Drop them in the special meme submission channel. And then we don't even get to see them ahead of time.
Yeah, because you see us reacting to them right here for the first time.
Exactly. This week we only have one viewer meme. Oh, sad. Not very many comments and not very many viewer memes. And it's
interaction rates.
Apparently invisible for some reason. What have I... there we go. I need my glasses.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This hits home. This hits home real hard. All right, and then on to my memes. I got some bangers this week, I think. A helicopter flies by. Me at 8, me at 30. Exact same reaction.
Oh.
Why won't you die? Massacre them, son. I harden in response to physical trauma. Me and that one game. 1,565.3 hours. The rest of my Steam library. This also hits hard to home. It hits home hard.
Oh, yes.
Uma Musume walked so Steel Ball could run.
Oof.
Oh, yes. Another horse anime.
Was that actually 5? Did I skip any? No, I don't think I... Did I? Oh, yes, I skipped this one. Aha. This power isn't... his power isn't limited to his hands. Does that mean that he can activate it with headless ass clapping? Huh? Sorry, that was a strange thing to ask.
Do you not remember he actually does that in the show?
I know.
Yeah.
But it's still a strange thing to ask.
It is still a strange thing to ask.
And my last one. I'm sorry, but we can only offer a grimoire that lets you rewind the cassettes without damaging the tape. You motherfucker, we have a deal.
Indeed. That is one that
You don't know how awful rewinding. It's so bad, and I've lost so many VHS tapes over the years. All right, on to Thaylien. Oh no, not this one again.
Not mine.
Yeah.
That's not my number one.
Aha!
That
System's being weird this week.
So, yes, my mother was killed by a titan when Wall Maria was destroyed. Oh my god, that's so sad.
Oh my god.
Political.
Oh dear.
All of Margot watching. Yes.
No.
Oh dear.
No.
All right. Chuck Norris and JoJo's Steel Ball Run couldn't exist at the same time. There's a law of equivalent exchange. Was it worth it?
Oh my god.
I think so.
Breaking news from Polymarket. New startup Render Human allows AI agents to rent humans to perform tasks that they cannot physically perform themselves.
Sure.
Oh my.
It's a rent a girlfriend, but...
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We need a new idea for the manga. An isekai. Porn star in another world. A story of a JAV actor reincarnated in another world and making full use of his porn knowledge to become a matchless porn star.
Why?
I don't know. This is
Because anime was a mistake. I guess manga was a mistake in this case. And his last one is a video meme. And then we're moving probably right into Xenos, which are starting with video memes.
And the award for highest rated anime.
This guy again. I love this guy.
Wow. I'll gladly accept. This is rigged. Does that mean my movie is not top 3 anymore? There has been a change. Ah, so my season 2's first place now. Not entirely. Oh, come on. It only has 1 episode. Can everybody just calm down? And the award.
I think we might have a duplicate.
Oh. That is not
mine.
Oh my god, why is the meme system being weird? I was going back to this so you could save that, but so you think we have a duplicate. All right, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, I think we might have a duplicate. Isekai Quartet fans going to watch ReZero thinking it's a romance/comedy isekai. Super trauma!
Yeah.
Nah, it's definitely a romance/comedy.
Wait, that's not my first one either. My first one's a video.
Nah, not really.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I assume that was your second one.
I think so. Do my first one. Here we go. Bumping into Saber at a restaurant.
I don't get it.
Someone cosplaying Saber eating a lot of meat.
Yeah, but...
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It's random
whatever.
as fuck, Nasuth.
How do you say Luffy in Japanese?
Luffy,
What about Naruto?
Naruto,
How about Levi?
Kareshi,
How do you say All Might in Japanese?
All Might,
What about Zoro?
Kareshi,
What about Gojo?
Kareshi.
Kareshi means boyfriend.
Yeah, I know what Kareshi means.
Can you do my second one again? Can you do my second one?
Joe, do you want to the new Gundam card game?
Nah, not really. I have to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good old G-Quux.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good read, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, I saw this one too.
This was my fifth one.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I swear this was later on. Yeah. And then my last one.
Not so fast, Doomcock. I'm not losing this time. I'm better than that Shinji nerd.
Shinji, what are you doing here?
Just refusing to pilot an Evangelion unit ever again. What about you?
Gardening.
Tight.
Gardening's all I can do. But there's something more important that only you can do.
Like what?
Well, there's a being called Adam held beneath Nerf headquarters, and if that angel comes in contact with it, it'll trigger the annihilation of all humanity. So maybe try to not have that happen.
You probably don't even need my help anyway.
So there goes Ray with a nuke.
And in 2 minds, that'll kill her!
Oh, dang, that failed.
Yep. Accurate.
What are you doing here?
I am the pilot of Evangelion Unit 1! Dad! The batteries run out! Come on! Come on! Everyone's gonna die! Come on! Do something! Come on!
It's a hairdryer.
This is really well done. My God.
I am so impressed.
I mean, it's
Every
trashy,
prop was
but it's
wrong.
beautiful.
Every single prop was wrong. He was using a hairdryer for a controller and everything. I'm like, but at the same time, it looks so good. It's brilliant.
Yeah, for taking in a bunch of random items from around your house.
You're welcome, Nasuth.
All right.
Right. Well, that's it for this week. That's it for our conversation on mentors. Are we good mentors? Who truly knows? And yeah, so thank you very much, everyone, for watching and or listening. And now it's time to bottoms up.
And
Kanpai. You know, considering my apprentice got Apprentice of the Year, I think I'm a pretty good mentor.
Now, just make sure to cut
That's
that.
a lie.